Hi, everybody. Shivoso Phoenix here, and I'm doing an intimacy art salon today with my good friend Phina from the Netherlands. And Fina's been developing a meditation practices that she would love to share because it's something that we all, I feel, is like vital to our well-being these days, is to be able to get some mastery over what our mind is up to, what our brain literally is up to. And so I haven't done this meditation with her. I've never seen it. So Phina, um, what is this meditation? What's the kind of container that we're creating here? What's the purpose that you want to share with people with this meditation?
Well, the container we are creating is to make people really aware that they can create their own lives the way they want it. I can hear a beautiful child, which I
Mm,
didn't manifest for this recording.
that's good. Playfulness is part of it. Yes.
This is part of it. Yeah, so it's good for people to understand that the universe reflects back to you whatever you send out there. And this you can also use to your advantage. If you know how to, you can really build your dream life because you are the universe. It's everything you see and have around you is just a reflection of what you created. So yeah, that's what it's
Nice.
for. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So it's I'm getting that it's more about like listening to what the universe is speaking about and then
Mhm.
adding in, something of a direction that feels good to you, but it is really listening to the universe rather than listening to our ego of like, I want to manifest a Mercedes-Benz car or,
Yeah.
$1 million. It's more like listening. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it has like two streams because what is really important that you listen to the inside, to your intuition, to your soul, what your soul is telling you to do. Like,
Yeah.
they don't go to this place, take that journey, yeah, do it. But also, yeah, we have the possibility to create the life we want. We are powerful like that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when we come here down to earth is what we forget, and we are being told that we are subjects of whatever's happening to us,
Mm-hmm.
while we can have everything working for us. We are so powerful, and we just forgot, or a lot of us forgot. And yeah, it's time to wake up to that, to
Yeah.
your potential.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful when you can operate from the premise that everything is connected and we're connected to everything, so that
Mhm.
there's an interchange. There's actually a communication that happens between you and what appears to be the external reality. It's not a
Mhm.
coercive relationship. In other words, you can't make everything happen just the way you want it to, but you can cooperate with what the flow of the universe is by listening. It's like, oh, we're going this way, we're going this way, and so then you can kind of guide it a little bit. It's been a remarkable experience in my life to have this feeling of dancing with the universe at the same time as being danced by the universe. In other words, the
Mhm.
music is going and there's a collaborative sensibility um, around it, and recognizing that my ego part, my separate self, is very, very, very small, and so it doesn't
Mhm.
have a lot of push, but it still has influence, and it's a connected thing. But really, I am the universe experiencing itself. So there's a certain equanimity, a certain calm that can come from this kind of communication, right? I'm really fascinated to see how you take us there, because it would be this is one of those practices that I would love to do every day, that for those who are oriented that way. It's a way of, you know
Mhm.
coming in contact with your day and your experience from a different perspective, instead of that normal adversarial of like, I got to get stuff done. I don't feel like it. There's a lot of, struggle that happens. And I'd love to see how you take us into a space where we're more collaborative with our experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to show you. And normally I do a transformational process. So I really guide people through a longer workshop, which takes for about an hour, you know?
Uh-huh.
So for now, I wanted to, yeah, give you guys a feel of this. So to do a short meditation, connect to yourself, connect to what your wishes that are inside are, and yeah, how can we create that into the reality, you know? And it's very nice also to start with small things, small wishes, but maybe there's something really important to you that you would like to create. But also, there was something really important in what you said, because we cannot create from ego and control, or we are powerful like that, but then it always bites us in the ass. The same. Yeah, it's really true.
Yeah.
With love, you know, you cannot make anyone fall in love with you. You cannot say, oh, I want that person, so I will just manifest that.
Hmm.
Maybe something will happen because you can work with the energy, but then you can ask yourself, how pure is it? How real is it?
Right.
You
Yeah. Karma,
know?
right? Creating
Mhm.
karma there's like consequences that you can't foresee to any egoic wish, so it's always be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. And
Exactly.
then is it really what was in the highest good for all? So yeah, I'm going to be very careful with my dreaming here. And it's I suppose we can dream big, though, right? There's no reason why we can't ask for harmony in the world, or a reduction of suffering for all beings, and um, really hold that. So I encourage people also to think big, and not just personally, but don't be afraid to say, and I would like to receive, I would prefer to have an experience, um, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is going to be great. I need this today. It's like, I mean, we're
Mhm.
all here in this moment now with the possibility, out of the chaos the world is in, of creating so much more, because out of chaos, out of the swirl of reality, the more
Mhm.
swirly it gets, the more elements can stir and mix together, and emerge into something unexpected and beautiful. So even though we're in a really um, scary phase of human existence, this is also the time of the greatest possibilities. And so I'm excited to like learn this meditation and to bring it into my practice. I'm so ready.
Well, now we're going to start in a minute, because what you're saying is true. You know, a lot of us are going through a really rough time right now worldwide, and this way you can create, and also create hope, because hope is the other side of fear, and hope is what we need right
Yeah. Yeah.
now.
Yay.
One moment. I am going to ask
I
if you
can't hear
mind.
her. Actually, it does not coming through.
No? Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah, but it won't disturb you.
No, it won't. No. I'm okay with that. Okay, then I want to invite you guys to close your eyes and find a comfortable position. You can either take a seat or lie down. And for a moment, just see how you are doing with your breathing. You don't have to adjust it yet, just see how it feels in your body, going up and down. Then I like to invite you to take a few deep breaths in and exhale slowly. You can do this either at your own pace or you can breathe with me in a moment. And we're going to do it 4 seconds in and 8 seconds out. So we'll start now. And 8 seconds out. 4 seconds in. 8 seconds out. Breathe in. And breathe out. See if you can feel the energy in your body. Start at your toes and move up through the legs. Maybe it's a little tingly feeling or like there's electricity running. It can be whatever. Move your attention up through the legs to your seating area, up through the spine, the belly, the chest, shoulders, the neck, and the head. Then feel if you can sense that your energy is also outside of your body. So let it expand just a bit. You are not your body, you are energy. See if you can expand that feeling. Make it bigger and bigger. Make your energy bigger and bigger. And in your mind, or with your feeling, create a little bubble around you. Just so that you are protected at this moment in time. And I always call on Archangel Michael to provide a layer of blue energy surrounding you, but you can ask whichever guide or whatever you believe in to provide protection. Then I'd like you to focus on the area between the eyebrows and then just a little bit if it's okay with you, then I can also connect to you with my energy. But you would have to feel a yes inside. Even if you are watching this recording, see if you feel a yes. Okay. Take your focus back to the point of energy, which is on the forehead, just above the eyebrows in the middle. Maybe you feel a little tingling or a little bit of pressure. Just pay attention to whatever you do. So the next step is that we are going to open up the third eye like a normal eye. So you can visualize that there is a third real eye between the eyebrows, just a bit up, but then energetically, of course. See it opening up or feel it opening up. And if you told me a yes, then I'm helping you right at this moment. So let's take a moment to connect in silence. Okay, and as it's opened, see if there's a subject, um, part of your life that you would like to see changed in a positive way. Make sure this is something that is good also for the people around you, for the world maybe. Just see what pops up. And usually the first thing that comes to the surface is the thing you can work with. And if nothing arises, then just have a little fun. Maybe a bar chocolate or something. Just because we can. Then I'd like to ask you to direct all your energy to the point of your forehead and to make it visual. And if visual is hard, to really feel into it. Whatever you want to manifest. Take yourself to that reality like it's already there. Like you already created it. Maybe you see very bright colors. Maybe there's music. Maybe there's other people around you. See how it makes you feel. Tap into those feelings and make them bigger, intenser. If you're happy, make it excited, then really feel into it. Maybe in your mind's eye you're jumping around. It's relaxing. It's so good. Now I'm giving you a little bit of space to take a look around for yourself and really feel into it. Okay. Then one more time, really intensify the feelings, the positive ones. Take everything in, all the images, see how happy you are, how happy other people can be. And take that energy all in through the third eye, into your body, into your little energy bubble that we just set. Draw it back in. Fill up on this fill up on this love, this creation. Feel it surrounding you. Then we are going to close the third eye. And you can do that by envisioning that the eye is closing, or you can do it through touch by running your hand over your forehead, closing it. And bring your attention back to your body. Feel the energy of your visualization, of your feelings. It's still there, still present. See if you can follow your breathing again. You don't have to adjust it, just be aware of it like it is. See if you can feel your physical body again. Put your attention on your feet. Bring it up through the legs, the spine, the head, down to the arms. If you want to stretch a little bit or move your head around, wiggle your toes, whatever you need to do. And then whenever you're ready, at your own pace, you can open your eyes. And so if you want to sit in silence just a little bit more, then you can stop the recording. And if you want to stay with us for a while, you're more than welcome.
Wow. Wow. Wow, Phina. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. I had such a clear vision.
Wow. I'm so
Yeah.
cute. Tell me.
I went to Hawaii. I was definitely in Hawaii and we were dancing and I would like sometimes kind of helicopter up, and I saw the garden and then I was walking towards the fence of the garden and I opened the garden and then I was back dancing and my beloved friends were there, and I lived there. And I was like, huh, it
Oh.
looks a lot like Hawaii. It could be anywhere where there's green mountains and these incredible, sunrises and sunsets. Because I went through like almost a whole day there,
Mm.
in just a few moments. And what was really remarkable was the way you guided us into the feelings. So I kept focusing not on the images so much as how the images made me feel. And then I anchored it even deeper into like this sense of this is what it is going to feel like to be home, to be there, to be where I need to be, where I should be, right? And
Yeah.
it was like butter because it was like the universe was going, fuck yeah. Here you go. It was like really easy to come up with the images like they'd been already churning around in my mind. Dancing. Yeah, there's this particular dance move that I was doing with this woman I pretty sure was my beloved. Um, I don't know. It's so remarkable how our what seems imagination
Mhm.
and um, working with the feelings can switch the way we feel about our now. And it's like almost like this connection between what we imagine is either happened in the past or happened in the future so radically affects how we feel in our body somatically now, in this now.
Mhm.
um, and to do it on purpose, with the purpose of joy and following our dreams and our excitement, really helped my body settle. Like I feel great right now. And
Oh.
that was only I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It wasn't even that long.
Mhm.
It's amazing what the human mind can do once you let go of this looks weird or this is awkward. um, yeah, your voice was really a great anchor to to keep bringing it back into that space. So thank you for that. That was really wonderful.
I love sharing it with you. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, um,
sure.
yeah. Let's do this every day, right? I mean, think about how powerful consistency would be with
Mm.
something like this. And to either allow the vision to evolve and change and be different every day, but the feeling is the same. That's the kind of thing, is it's actually not about the external visual experiential thing. It's how you feel inside that actually resonates with the universe, and is also the healing process. So
Yeah,
I encourage people not to get stuck on a storyline.
no.
Exactly, sometimes different inspirations will come. um,
Yeah.
I love that word inspiration, because when you break it down, it's spirit coming in, right? Which is
Mhm.
exactly what you're talking about, is like, let inspiration guide you rather than fear or desire or expectations. What you've been programmed to want. I need a lot of money. I need a the perfect shaped partner. I need
Mhm.
a gray couch with velvet. It's like whatever material outside thing. It's like, no, what you need to do is feel what it would feel like to be in that condition, rather than making it conditional on what it looks like, or what, the visual bit, the material
Yeah.
bit. It was more like the feeling is the center thing. I had
Yeah,
this.
and this you can check as well. You can check with the feeling, like, is this really something that's for me? Because the mind, of course, can think something out, but when you go to feeling, some of us are tuned into intuition, some of
Mhm.
us not that much, but it's a practice. In this way, you can feel out for yourself, like, okay, what are the feelings that I'm after? Is it
Mm.
secure? Is it feeling love? Because with everything we want, there's a deeper level of what we actually want. You can tell me, I want a girlfriend, but what you actually want is to feel loved and nourished and
Right, right.
taxed.
Yeah,
Have
safe and held
fun.
and admired. All of the things, the feelings are so central to it. You know, I
Mhm.
was wondering if you might have any suggestions, because sometimes when we're visualizing this and we're working with these feelings, there comes up
Mhm.
this like resistance, kind of like, oh, well, that will never happen, or that's not right, or fear. Like, I noticed in my meditation that there was a kind of movement toward longing, which
Mhm.
wasn't the feeling I wanted to have. I wanted to have the feeling of having, but there was a moment of
Yeah.
like having to like deal with that. Do you have any suggestions for dealing with when resistance or fear comes up during the visualizations? What is it you do if suddenly you realize you're like, oh, that's never going to happen, or you know?
Yeah, it's a good question because it does happen. There are so many things going on in our lives, and yeah, sometimes this just happens. What I do is I stop for a moment and then I go to the feeling because my body or my soul is telling me something which is causing the resistance. And when there's sadness or there's anger, I go into it and I can find out why that is. And if you can get an answer to that, then it's more easy to think like, oh, this was making me sad because of this. Okay, maybe I can adjust and it keep it playful as well. And see if you can try and get into it again and
Mhm.
start over
So
or
it's
do
kind
it
of like
for next
asking,
year.
what are you afraid of? Like, asking in your mind. It's like, oh, look, resistance coming up. What is it you need? What are you afraid of? Rather than focusing on the fear, just asking the fear itself, which is another really valid emotion, you know? So is longing. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, I get you, I get you. It's okay to feel like this is something is so central that you want but don't have, and like,
Yeah.
so sort of holding it gently, right? And just say, let's just come back to like having it. Like, I'm included my longing into it, but anger, sadness, fear are all really valid experiences as part of being human. And
Yeah.
often, and it's informational.
Mhm.
In other words, it's telling you something, but it needn't attach to focusing just on the fear or the anger or the longing, or whatever we would call negative emotions. I had an insight some weeks ago that, using the model of the quantum field, that everything is connected to everything else, that our emotions are our way of dialoguing, of communicating with the universe. Not
Mhm.
only is it just the immediate reactions to something in our environment, but it's also the whole universe speaking to us around our place in what is in the quantum field of reality. It's like, where are you? Are you in danger? Is
Yeah.
there something risky in your environment? And a lot of people are feeling chronic fear and chronic anger because things are so off. Our relationship to the self, and through spirit, is mostly disconnected for most of us, pretty broken.
Mhm.
And we feel existentially at huge risk
Yeah.
because our material mind can't grasp that everything's moving and changing, and it is for our own good. This is the universe speaking to us and saying, when you have fear or anger, you're doing it wrong. You're oriented improperly to what is occurring, to what is actually there, right? Um, you may need to move away from it. You may need to change your conditions, or sometimes we can't, and we have to live and sit with the fear or the anger, but it's still communicating to us and telling us what we need to do in order to thrive and be in harmony with the dance, right? If
Yeah.
you think of it as a dance, we're just out of sync. we're in the
Yeah.
wrong place at the wrong time. And sometimes that's horrific. There's immediate fears like, car accidents and, fires. And there's also the vague mental fear atmosphere of just like existential insecurity or not feeling good enough or self-esteem issues. And those are the more easy ones. In some ways, they're separate categories of fear and have different responses to them. But I just had that insight that in a way of um, stop making emotions good and bad. Joy or happiness is the only ones we really want, and the rest are like, oh, let's hide these or act them out or discharge them somehow into the universe. Because anger, for instance, is an incredible emotion. But I loved this meditation because it focused on the positive feelings of love, connection. For me, love, connection, belonging, home. That's that sense of like and so that's what I was focusing on was But I know. Thank you for that little instructional about how to deal with it because things came up like, oh yeah, sure, Hawaii, ha ha ha. Where are you going to get the money for that? How's that going to work? Who are these people, right? But
Yeah. That's the fun part, the universe can really surprise you with whatever you think isn't possible. That's limiting beliefs, you
mm,
know? I never thought that I would be living in a very big building that looks really beautiful and where I could do workshops and meditations and I I visualized
yeah,
stuff
you
like
must have thought of it or else it wouldn't have manifested, right?
manifested like crazy. This is why I know it works, and there was something really important in what you just said, because when we are getting confronted with emotions like fear and anger, most of the times it's not pure and it's connected to a limiting belief.
Mm,
And that limiting belief is something, when you know what it is, you can use the same technique we just did, but then with thinking.
mm,
So by opening the third eye and just repeating the opposite, like for instance, if you feel like, um, if you believe you're really ugly,
mm-hmm,
could be, that someone thinks that about himself. Then you could say, with the third eye open, I'm really beautiful and I really love myself, because that's our base, self
mm-hmm,
love. I'm really beautiful and I really love myself. And it doesn't have to be about outer beauty, beauty comes also from the inside. So,
mm-hmm,
but by repeating that, because some people are kinesthetic, others are visual, others are more of thinking and
mm-hmm,
symbols. So it's very important to see whatever works for you. You can use this technique. Some
mm-hmm,
people say you need to be able to visualize and feel and think about it.
mm-hmm.
No, have
Yeah.
fun with it and see what you can experience for yourself. It's really important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're all wired differently. So there's especially in things like meditations and things like that, there's an expectation that everyone's going to be able to visualize something. And I've actually read about people who they really have no visual pictures in their mind. If somebody says picture an apple, they get nothing. And it's like, wow, those who have that ability to varying degrees just can't get it, right? Because it's like we're all unique in the way we're wired within a certain range. And some of us are more verbal, it's like more symbolic logic. Some of us are more visual. Some of us are hearing, which is why the guided meditations are so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. You can tap into whatever works for you. It's
Yay.
really, yeah.
Well, well, thanks. That was really amazing, Phina. I want to do that every day. And I want to encourage people to play with this and see what works. To actually just take those moments is a radical step towards creating the world that we want, because it happens on the inside first. And
Mhm.
Yeah, that was just a really beautiful and simple thing that can be repeated every day. And the more people who do this, I believe it's like the 100th monkey, is like each person um, creating their highest vision for their lives and themselves and for the others around them, for their environment,
Mm.
is how we're going to pull ourselves through the eye of the needle here
Yeah.
in the 21st century. And it doesn't need to be all gloom and doom. And it certainly doesn't need to be all bliss ninny. It's like, let's be metaphysically real. Let's be like here doing it in action in the 3D, but holding it in that higher inspirational space.
Yeah.
Yeah, fear is what's killing the planet, and human resistance and limiting thoughts. And not everyone has the privilege that we do, acknowledging to have the peace and the space to do this. And I know that it's a collective effort. The more of us who do this, the more we're going to move towards that world, because there is a kind of 100th monkey element to the universe. If you know about the 100th monkey, it's like at a certain point there's a tipping point when things move, and it has to do with the consciousness. The studies where they've had the monks all meditate in a city for love and peace, and the crime rate drops, and it's a repeatable experiment. It's like
Mm.
science can't explain it because science hasn't got all the answers yet, but it's a fact that this is how it works. So I encourage everybody who's listening to this to make a little commitment to doing some beautiful, I mean, it is self-love, to think about,
Mm.
what do I really want to experience in my life? What do I want to create for myself, so that I can be at peace and in wholeness and in fullness? And no matter how far away it may seem, using something like this is absolutely one of the keys to creating it.
It is.
If you
It,
can't visualize it, if you can't see it on the horizon, you cannot steer toward it. And
and
thank
I'm so looking forward also to know from people like what happened for you during the meditation, and if you have an experience like something pops up and you created something into reality that you didn't think is possible. Oh, I would love to know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to get some feedback for sure. We'll post this on Facebook and maybe a little bit on Instagram. We can't put the whole thing on IG, but and just have people write us back. I want to know how it went for them too, for sure. I'd love to start a dialogue with these intimacy art salons that I've been doing. And um, Phina, I am so looking forward to coming to the Netherlands and doing this live and in person. Um,
Mhm.
you know, just here's part of our visualization, folks, is we just pictured ourselves doing this on the beach in Bali, because why not? A little bucket list thing for me is to go to the tropics in Southeast Asia and see what that's like, and I'd love to meet Phina there and see what happens with these meditations. We're going to do
Yeah.
more of these for sure. And I really
Absolutely.
appreciate y'all watching for this time. And um, I'll put contact info for Phina on this as well. So, look for that. And of course, welcome to reach out to me for any kind of support, coaching. You know what I do. Relationship mentoring is really my gig these days, because we all need some support. So feel free to reach out to me as well. All right. I
Exactly.
I will talk to you really soon, love.
Yeah, and I also wanted to add
Ah,
that if people need or would like to do a transformational workshop, I am going to record it. Like this was only a short version, and we can go more in depth and see whatever comes up for you in building your dream life. So keep your eyes open for that.
wow. I
And
am going to keep my eyes open. A whole hour of that with you would be just like
the
such
whole,
a treat.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm going to look for that. I'm going to encourage that for sure. That's
Oh, and you know what would be fun as
mhm.
well? Because, yeah, we both are little bit experience with this, or a lot,
Little
let's say,
bit.
that we could do an interview one time about what it has brought us and how it has changed us, if people would like to know.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
In a way, that's almost like science, right? Do a hypothesis, do the experiment, and then see if the results happen. Because I had a
yeah.
very clear vision, and be like, I don't know how long it's going to take to manifest, but could be
Yeah.
this year, right? So, we'll
Mhm.
what we'll do is maybe do a follow up. We'll like repost this and then have the follow up outcomes just to see where we get. And I want to hear all about your vision because I know you've been doing this for a while, and I just want to see what might come of that. um, that's a great idea. It's an element that's kind of missing in a lot of instructional videos, is like,
Mhm.
so how's that working for you?
Yeah, it's fun to know what other people experience and what they brought into reality.
Yeah,
So let's share it all together. It's beautiful.
yeah, this is great.
Yeah,
Great. All right.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Ciao, Bella. I'll talk to you soon, okay?